Hey, what's up YouTube? My name's Ethan,
And I'm Marcel.
and we're going to be doing a movie review for 5 Feet Apart today. Our channel is called To See or Not to See, where each week we go and see a movie that's in theaters, and we leave a review of it right here on YouTube. Want to tell us a little about ourselves?
So Ethan and I are both film students at BYU, and he's studying a little bit more on the technical side, whereas I'm a little bit more on the art side. So we both kind of have like opposite ends of the perspective, but we both like have understanding of each other's sides as well. So it kind of gives us a good ability to like see films from multiple different perspectives and notice different things about it, so we can bring those up when we're having discussions about it. Of course, we're more than happy to read your comments because we don't know everything, and we want this to be a community where we all teach each other.
Yeah, we're film students. We're still learning about film, right? And this is just part of our learning process, is to speak about film, talk about it, and then help us learn and grow as filmmakers, right? So review of 5 Feet Apart. I'm gonna let you start because mine's gonna be a lot less happy.
So, like we mentioned last week, Ethan is usually the person that likes chick flicks.
Okay, no,
Yes.
I'm not like that's not like my thing. Like it's not chick flicks aren't like my thing. I love horror movies, but there's really good chick flicks out there.
But you also
I think there are good chick flicks. I'm not one of those guys.
In comparison to me, Ethan really likes chick flicks.
There are good chick
In
flicks.
comparison to Ethan, I hate chick flicks. But I wanted to go see 5 Feet Apart because I love Cole Sprouse, and Ethan hates him. And he's making me go see Us,
Don't hate it.
and I'm gonna hate that. So this was where we had our little compromise.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, 5 Feet Apart is not going to win an Oscar. It was very cheesily written. It was emotionally unsustainable. There was just it was a lot. And I can see why that may have sort of had favor on the story's behalf, because that's kind of what those kids are going through, is like this emotional roller coaster with their illness and the lives that they lead. But also I do wish that each incident had a little bit more build in it. I wouldn't have minded if the movie was a little bit longer for the sake of that.
I would have. Sorry, I'll let you keep going.
Up on camera. But I did like the four biggest characters, and again, spoiler alerts. Will, I would have said her name first,
Stella.
but I forgot it. Stella, that's right, Stella. And then Moises Arias' characters,
It was
Poe. Poe, and then Barb, the nurse. I can't believe I forgot her character name, because I love that name. I love Stella. I really enjoyed all of their performances. I felt like they were all very unique individuals who, had their own ways of behaving and thinking and interacting with one another, and emotional connections to their characters, and and they were all just strong people and individuals, and they all sort of meshed together in this unique relationship. And it was really cool to see all of these different people come together over this really quite tragic cause, and have this really wonderful, uplifting effect on one another, and friendship. I really enjoyed it, and I think that Stella and Will's characters, her character was definitely more fleshed out than his was by a long shot. There are kind of a lot of empty patches in his character that you don't fully understand. So I was a little bit bummed about that. But, I did feel like their character connection was real and was strong. And it made me cry. And I don't cry very easy at movies. But I think also being a person who's had their heart broken before, like at the end, watching this person that you love like walk away from you. And in my case, it wasn't because he wants to do something that's gonna benefit you. It was more of a sad reason. It just like it's relatable and it's real, and you know you feel that, and it was sad, and I cried, and everybody else in the theater was crying. I was hearing him sniffling, except for Ethan, who's just like, oh,
It's relatable.
kidding me.
It's two people that both have CF that can't touch each other and they fall in love. Like, I feel like that's not like a relatable thing. I feel like that's really like 1 in a million kind of like a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't. I feel like this was.
I'm not talking
way-
about their disease being relatable. I'm talking about their relationship being relatable.
I don't know. It just didn't feel like. It felt like. It didn't feel like a real like love story, you know. To me, it felt very like. It felt very cliche. I felt like this whole movie, if I just like put it into
Oh
one
yeah,
word,
it was cliche
it
for
was
sure.
very cliche and it wasn't real. It felt very ungenuine. Felt very forced, in my opinion. I mean, again, this is coming at a totally different opinions, but if it wasn't for Haley Richardson's character Stella, this movie would have been total garbage.
She was
Like,
she did
total
a good
garbage.
job.
The only good thing about this movie was Haley Richardson. That's it.
And I disagree.
And that's like that's
Respectfully.
like honestly, the story was boring. Like, it was really slow. Nothing, like, a ton of stuff happened, but nothing really happened. Like, it felt like there was so much going on, but then you look back and you're like, not really much happened. Every time there was a conflict, it was like it came out of nowhere and it ended out of nowhere. Like, it was
That's
just like
that's
boom,
kind
boom.
of fair. That's
you
kind
know?
of fair.
There was
but I did
no
mention
build.
that.
You did. There was no build. There was no like resolution. It was just like conflict. All right, we're good. Conflict. Okay, we're good. Like, it was so
It was-
roller coaster.
Yeah, it was a little. Not
Super
great in that
super
one.
sappy, super cheesy. But I feel like that's what it was supposed to be. So I'm not knocking it for that. The writing again, really really cheesy. Cole Sprouse. Okay, here's my issue with Cole Sprouse. He doesn't show emotion well.
He's super subtle.
That's not an excuse for not showing emotion.
He does show emotion.
If you're an actor, you can't just be a subtle. Like, being subtle is good, but you
Yeah,
have to
it's great.
be
He's great.
you have to be overly subtle. Does that make sense? You have to be like, in order for us to see it on the screen, you need to kind of be more, a little bit, you know? And I feel like he's just, at the end, he kind of got a little bit emotional, but he never got to a point where I was like, yes, like, this is good acting. Like, I felt something from him. I felt nothing from him. The whole movie, I felt very uninspired, his performance. I mean, I feel like they just got him because he's an attractive man. like that's the only reason, you know? I don't know. I'm just saying I have yet to see a movie or a TV show with Cole Sprouse where he gave an inspiring performance.
I like you, Cole. In fact, I love you.
Yeah. Alright. But yeah, again, this movie, I don't know, I never felt engaged with it. I never felt connected with it at all. I understand it was kind of this love story, but it was so like extreme that I felt like it wasn't real. You know, it didn't feel like a real like love story that you would see in everyday life, you know?
There were definitely some problems with a few certain conflicts that I didn't enjoy.
Yeah.
Oh, like at the end when they're walking around in the park and stuff, and she falls through the ice.
Yep.
There would have been a sound
Yep.
of the ice breaking, and she for sure would have screamed. So when he comes up around the corner and she's just gone, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't believe that.
And then when they bring them both into the hospital and they like bring them right next to each other.
yeah, like
Like,
this,
as
the
they're, like-
whole time in the movie, they're like, don't have them near each other at all.
Yeah.
And then they're in the same room in the hospital. Yeah, that.
there's so many different plot holes.
Yeah,
like
that wasn't. That
all
wasn't,
over the place. The plot was just one hole after another. It was bad. It was bad.
It wasn't great,
Um,
but they were good.
I did like the theme, you know, to like, you know, touch the ones you love, you know, if you don't like it was kind of the theme of like love someone, love those who you love, show that you love them before it's too late.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing, So that was a good theme. They executed it terribly, in my opinion, but it was a good theme, a good message, a good background. Just way too extreme, way too cheesy, way too sappy, uninspired performances by Cole. And if it wasn't for Haley, this movie would have.
Moises was great.
Moises was good.
Moises was really good.
Moises was a fun character. He's kind of supposed to be that the funny.
He's
character.
the what is it, the relief,
The comic relief.
comic relief.
Right.
That's right. That's the term.
This whole movie's supposed to be sad, and
Yeah.
he's supposed to kind of come in and
Until he dies
laugh.
and it totally breaks your freaking heart.
I guess I don't know. I just didn't feel connected.
I
I didn't
guess.
feel connected to any of them except Stella. So if Stella would have died, I would have been, I feel like I would have gotten a lot more emotion out of that. But I don't know, when Cole almost died or when Poe died, when Poe died, I felt a little bit, but when Cole died, when he almost died, I was like,
You have no heart.
okay, they have to connect to the audience. They can't just expect me to come in and value their life. You kind of have to
I know.
you gotta show me reason, I just didn't get it. And I thought the lack of it focused on the 4 characters. I would have loved to see more of the parents involved. It would have been cool to see more backstory, like you mentioned, with Cole's
Yeah, that would have been good.
character.
I feel like maybe that would have helped you.
That might have, yeah. With Haley's character, we got a lot of stuff with her
yeah.
sister, her parents, the divorce, her sister dying. I just feel like we got a lot of this backstory, and throughout the film, it kept adding to her and giving me reason to get engaged with this character. But with Cole, it was kind of like this guy. It started out as this guy who was kind of rebellious, and he was kind of unknown, mysterious, and then it ended with that. It never I thought for sure that he would build upon something and
there was
add
this
more
one
to
moment
his.
where they were here's 10 seconds of a backstory
Yeah,
where he talks about his mom and his dad.
that was it.
That was it.
And then they tried to show his sensitive side through the cartoons and drawings. I don't know. It was just when they showed the drawings at the very
Oh my
end.
gosh,
it was
I
too late.
bawled.
It was too late.
I bawled
Way
like
too
a
late.
baby.
You can't just have this rebellious, mysterious character
So good.
the whole time and then try to show a sensitive side at the very end, 2 hours.
It wasn't
later.
at the sensitive side at the very end.
I don't know. There were just no.
He
there
draws
was-
things throughout, and he does cute things for her throughout.
I know, but I'm talking about him himself, building character-wise. There just wasn't anything there wasn't a backstory. There wasn't anything to connect me to his character. To give me a reason to cheer for him or root for him. I don't know, and that's not on Cole. That's not on his performance. I'm not putting that on him. I'm saying he needed to show emotion more when it called for it, and he didn't. And that was the only part. No. I'm saying it's the writing's fault for not setting up the backstory for Cole.
Okay.
I'm saying it's Cole's fault for not showing emotion when the writing asked for it. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes
Yeah.
sense. I disagree with the second part, but it makes sense.
I don't know. All right. I don't know. So if you don't have any other opinions, I'm gonna. For me, is an absolutely do not see. I'm sorry, Haley. I'm sorry. Great performance, but it just wasn't worth it compared to all the rest of the negatives. So just don't see it. Don't see it. I'm sorry.
Mine's a see it,
Why?
like shrugging see it.
Why?
Sure. You feel like crying your heart
I
out.
guess if you want to go spend $10 and sit in a 2.5 hour movie just to feel sad,
Sometimes you need that. You know?
yeah,
It's cathartic.
I guess. I
Cathartic.
don't know.
You know?
I don't know. That's our opinions. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of 5 Feet Apart? Leave us your reviews, whether you think people should see it or don't see it, in the comments below. Next week, like she said, we're gonna go see Us. I'm super excited for that. Jordan Peele's next movie. If you haven't seen Get Out,
Prepare for
You-
my negative side.
you gotta see Get Out because that was fantastic. So I can't wait to see what he has in store for this movie. This movie's gonna win an Oscar. I have no doubt. If 5 Feet Apart, it's not gonna get close to any kind of award ever. But Us is gonna win something. I know for sure. And so I'm super stoked for that. Again, same kind of thing. If you want to see something else, leave a comment in the Leave a title in the comments below. But we're gonna see us next week. I'm sorry. This is happening.
I'm gonna cry in the movie. Then I'm gonna cry on camera again.
We saw all these cheerful, happy movies. It's time for a
But
horror.
you just said that 5 Feet Apart was sad.
Okay,
That wasn't
sappy,
cheerful.
sappy, romantic, heartwarming stories. Now it's time for a real, true, gritty, dark film.
I like gritty and dark, but I don't like scary.
It's scary.
I'm a wimp.
It's gonna be great.
I have nightmares a lot, okay?
Alright, catch us next week, guys. Thanks for watching.